Let's have a conversation on the historical, present, and potential future dynamics of relationships between men and women in today's society.
4 men and a woman.
I think the feminist movement is responsible for a lot of the things we hear from modern women, and their actual feelings about males have always been expressed in the manner they are now. Guys, in my experience, people's genuine personalities and opinions about you begin to be expressed when you are in a position of superiority over them or equality with them. When men ruled the world, women's only responsibility was to bring up the next generation.
The next generation.
Consider what happened when women began to replace men as the primary caregivers of young children. I don't mean any harm by making this statement. I'm just making the point that the sexes are distinct for a purpose, and that life and relationships have always fared better when all parties involved followed these innate design principles.
And a relationship.
Perhaps this is why modern women are anxious. Men are starting to see that they had it better in the past and that they can have it better in the present and future, too. Okay, here are X causes for concern among today's women. 1. Their actual nature is no longer hidden. Just think about how they've been treating men since they gained independence and authority and surpassed the males in their field. They still don't give a damn about men.
Something about men.
This may seem like a controversial statement at first, but consider how much power the womanist movement offered women. They progressively began to dominate men in both the social and economic arenas, which led them to start attacking men online. This would seem to imply that it is not just women who are speaking at the moment.
At the moment?
Possibly, men have always wanted it but lacked the means to make it happen. When you look at the social relationships between men and women in today's culture, you'll see that men care about women a lot more than women care about men. What I'm thinking, just so you know I'm not making this up.
I'm not making this up.
Who do you think is most likely to complain on video or in the comments about how difficult it is to meet someone special on the web? What do you think men would desire most if they could go back in time to the 1990s when relationships were steadier and women still largely upheld traditional gender roles? You have concluded that men exclusively help divorced, broken down women in their 30s and elderly, wrinkled women in their 60s and beyond. When women in terrible financial straits or women who are overly reliant on men for acceptance, eco-boosts, or financial support turn to internet attacks against pleasant people, 2 things happen. 1. Their selfish nature is revealed, and 2. The lovely people are attacked. The most influential young women in the dating scene rarely lament the lack of good men.
Good men.
Where are all the guys and dudes who want to get married already? How so? What it is that these teenage and adult females are up to, they care nothing for men and only focus on themselves. This is something I see occurring all over our society. Women today solely value males for the social and economic benefits they provide.
Woman! Woman! Woman!
They don't give a hoot about ethics, family values, or having kids. They look on males to be unselfish, but women just look out for themselves. If they do have kids, they'll provide for them up to a particular age and then stop. These women are really superior and conceited. The public can hear these women openly ridiculing and shaming men. The implication seems to be that they are still in the mood to party and have no plans to settle down anytime soon.
Party, 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 party.
From what I've seen and heard, I can confidently say that modern ladies couldn't give a hoot about you. Number 3. The male species is awakening. Men yearn for long-term partnerships just as much as everyone else.
Everyone else.
They don't care about the dramatics. They don't let themselves get attached to one person for very long so that they can easily move on to another if things go wrong. Some men are starting to treat women as if they were the males they've always desired. I think this is a sign for men to strike out on their own, as our roles have practically changed. I'm not joking when I say that guys should reconsider their womanism if they find that women simply care about them as a means to an end. Considering this, before the wedding day, the woman has learned everything she needs to know about divorce from both the ladies in her life and her own studies. Her behavior is normalized by her community, so she has the self-awareness to know that she will be in a favorable position to rebound whenever she is ready. Is she watching you as well as herself? No, in my opinion, but she does want to ensure her own happiness with whoever she chooses to spend it with.
Happiness?
At the top of her list are herself, next her passions and goals, and lastly, her loved ones. You haven't been included either. The truth is that many of the women you're seeing and marrying don't actually want to be with you. Whomever she is at NTU, she only picked you because she saw no other viable options. This is the cornerstone of the institution of matrimony. Had she gotten the rich man whose lap she used to bounce on in his boat when she was young and naive, you would never have had the chance to propose to her or even get married.
A rich man.
However, what gives you the impression that she truly wanted you, despite her previous actions and casual liaisons? She is thinking something, and we are aware of it. Truth be told, she's only with you because she felt trapped, or because you were the only man with the resources and the audacity to ask her out. Since then, she's only been concerned with herself and has completely forgotten about you.
Oh, she must have forgotten.
She has no qualms about taking advantage of you and treating you like garbage. She probably didn't start using marijuana and other drugs by accident, given what you know about her. As a college student, she was unluckily hit by a train.
Hit by a train.
She defied her father's wishes and became an independent adult. You must know that she never makes herself do anything against her will. After hearing the decision, she felt obligated to go along with it. For her, it seemed like a fine plan at the moment, so she went through with it. As long as she wasn't under the influence of alcohol or otherwise forced into making a decision, the consequences of her choice will be her own. She was sorry and realized this wasn't what she had wanted because there is now a lot of responsibility and the lives of children are at risk after the marriage or after deciding to be with you. Every day, more and more guys are searching for tranquility. Let me add one more point to what I've already mentioned making my point. Just look at the men in happy marriages to see if their wives truly care about them and want what's best for them. I've known married guys to purposefully stay out late so they could spend a couple more hours at the bar or with their friends rather than getting home to their families, only to come home to a brawl or a scene started by their wives for no reason other than to see their husbands upset. No one wants to watch these guys buck up their pride and put in a full day at the office.
Put in a full day at the office,
It would appear that the modern lady would find it too challenging to return home and enjoy some quiet time alone, pleasant companionship, and intimate conversation with her partner in bed. She can take advantage of his wealth by treating herself to new clothes, fancy holidays, and fun times with her pals. To top it all off, when they get bored, they start cheating on their partners with younger guys in an effort to keep their youthful and exploratory outlooks intact.
Younger guy?
They currently seem to be completely out of control. More importantly, they have no idea how their actions affect others or will change things for the better or worse down the road. To be successful in today's world as a man, you must understand the modern woman.
Okay, modern woman.
There are good women in the world, but you can be sure that 99.9% of them will agree that they will destroy your life if you let them in. Keep your future safe and your dignity intact. What a modern lady might look like in the next decade is terrifying to me. I think the dynamic of the relationship will shift or flip unless men assert themselves and claim leadership. Thus, these are the 6 causes why today's women are more worried than ever, and how their worries directly contribute to males striking out on their own.